Right. Oh, thank you. All right, 4 o'clock, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. We will just start by reviewing the agenda. Thank you very much. So start with the approval and modification of the agenda. Public comments from one citizen. Then we'll turn to discussion around the interim director, and then we will adjourn. Any modifications that need to be made to this agenda?
Approval, motion to approve, but we'll take up modification.
Yeah,
special meeting.
Okay, we'll strike modification.
Let's say approval.
Yep, approval of agenda.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All right, very good. Mr. Janicki, we have one item for public comment, so feel free to share your comments.
So you stand up and state your name and
Your
address.
serial number and everything.
Yeah.
No, just your address.
Name and
Street address.
It's Eric Janicki. I'm at 1189 Plantation Pass in Dallas. So I was invited to the meeting by Shannon to just talk a little about my background and my willingness to help. I've been 44 years in the hotel restaurant business. Started in New York in 1981. Worked at the Sheraton New York, opened the Marriott Marquis, worked at the New York Hilton, worked at the DC Renaissance Convention Center, and then 20 years area director of sales and marketing in New Orleans for Hilton. So I had 5 hotels that reported to me. So at times I had up to 50, 60 employees that reported me, from everything from event services to sales and marketing all the way through. The last 4 years, I retired to move up here because my wife's from Tennessee. You can tell my East Tennessee accent from New York. But when we retired up here, is a friend of mine that worked as VP in the bureau in New Orleans, started in St. Louis, and they had some issues. And she asked me if I would take a job on as a consultant for 2 months to help rearrange sales. And I said, sure. So that's, ending 4 years later this July. So, I guess my best thing I can say about myself is that I entered into Katrina and had to reorganize, reposition, cut staff, look at budgeting, and really redeploy everything after Katrina in New Orleans. And that's what was attracted me going to St. Louis, because I had to do the same thing there. And then COVID hit, and we had to do the same thing there. We had to adjust staff to budget lines, look at partnership agreements, look at vendors agreements, look at lost business contracts, look at your partners, which in that case were hotel partners or attraction partners, to see how their membership dues would be adjusted and so on. So I've been doing that, and now sort of said, okay, I'm turning 65, I'm done with full time. So I was talking to Kathy and Shannon, and I just want to volunteer my acknowledgement and experience to see if I can help in any way where you guys are going in a new direction. Shannon was kind enough to share a very broad job description, which very broad, but I also went on the website, which is very vibrant, but I would have questions on different things, but I'm just here to help in any way I can as a citizen and see if I can plug in where you need me.
Thank you very much.
May I have the spelling of your last name, please?
Janecke.
We can. Kelly? Yes. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Janicki. Appreciate you being here. We will move into the next section up, which is the interim director. So we start with report from Shannon on the takeaways that she had.
So I said in the last meeting that I would contact the people whose resumes that we had. We had 6 resumes, 6 then Mr. Johnson came in the class, so that would be 7. And of the 6, Robert Kincaid, he did not respond to my call. Garen Fish has already accepted a job elsewhere. Michaela Pensacola, she said that she did not call me back about being the interim, because that was the question, would they be willing to be interim for 90 days? And she did not contact me, she did not return that call, but I did talk to her, and she said she would need to think about it, and she is beginning to accepted a job going to conferences, so she wouldn't be able to do that right now anyway. Chrissy Thompson, she has taken a new job and was no longer interested. So that leaves us with Wade Evans, and he wants to interview for executive director, but says he could not quit his job for 90 days to be an interim. Plus, with the summer activities at the conference, that's not something that he's comfortable with. Like, he can't just abandon before the summer at the park. And then we have Mr. Ephros. So that leaves us with, and I did call Mr. Manatee, and he did say that he's interested in volunteering and helping and being part-time, but not interested in a full-time job. So Mark Ephros is interested in being he can start right away, and he's interested in being interim, and Kevin Johnson can start right away and is interested in being interim, and executive director. And so I did tell them they would have to go through the interview process for executive director. So we are here to hire an interim today. So if I left anything out, did I leave anything out? I talked to y'all, so I don't guess I'll leave anything out.
No.
All right, and so there's that report.
All right, thank you for taking care of that. The next portion of the interim director discussion will be 5 minutes presentation from each of the candidates. So it's probably appropriate for the candidates to step out while we address one candidate at a time. So, Mr. Gross, Mr. Johnson, if you would step out and then we'll call you in.
You will be staying.
You can
stay
say.
here.
Are you gonna have one week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have Mr. Johnson.
Oh, okay, all right.
Mr. Johnson
practice
first.
coming in.
Yeah, I need to practice.
5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just set a timer. I know that there are some people that need to adjourn on time today, so 5 people, 5 minutes.
Barry, did you get by the bank to sign the bank card?
Yeah, I did all mine.
That's what I meant. I might have got it over you, shall I?
So, Mr. Johnson, we'll go ahead and set a 5-minute timer, 5 minutes to just discuss your qualifications and your experience that will justify your experience and qualifications for the role. Okay?
So thank you so much for allowing me to be able to come today. Of course, I am a Sumner Countyan for 25 years now. I've been here. Hendersonville is where I resided for most of that time, but now live in Gallatin. So I live in the Carrollton subdivision. So calculated it up. I'm about 2.5 miles from the building, so a short commute. So I've done a lot of things in Sumner County. As you can see from my resume, the board of directors with the chamber, I was instrumental in putting the fireworks show where it is now in Hendersonville, where it was over in the Veterans Park now is over in the big park, and having to put all of that picture together. It was very involved. We had to get the county together along with the city to be able to put that together. Events like that, the Christmas parade where it is now, I was a person that was instrumental in putting that there, where we could get a view of the lake behind us as you watch the video on TV. The Hendersonville golf tournament was at Country Hills before I came on board. And I went and negotiated with Bluegrass Country Club, which was, I thought, going to be a closed door. But after negotiating, we finally got them to realize that it could be an opportunity for someone who's never seen the course, never seen the clubhouse, and negotiated with them. It ended up being the largest revenue producer the Hendersonville Chamber had ever had. My involvement in management on my resume, as you can tell from that, when I was 16 or 15 years old, I started out as a bag boy with Winn-Dixie grocery stores, and at 18 years old, I was the youngest assistant manager in the history of the company. People, and actually opened 6 more stores, hired and fired those people for those positions based on experience and abilities. As was mentioned, 3-star, I was on the board of directors for that when it first got started. So at Ball State, so that was intense. There's many reasons why I want to do this, but the biggest reason is because I love our county. And I think that we have a lot to offer. And we've got a lot for the people who do not know our county to come in and view and see for our hotel growth. I have a big vision, and that's for a convention center. And to get that done, like Wilson County has Farm Bureau doing theirs, I have the experience contacting CEOs, CFOs, making big contract negotiations. As you can see with the Augusta Chronicle, $10 million a year. I'm able to make relationships and build relationships with people really quick. They trust me, they like me, they can hear me, you know, they want to be around me, they want to be with me as I try to explain to them the possibilities of what could happen. Of course, with this 501c6, the revenue from the hotels is very, very important. So if we can get more events, we can do things like car shows, big car shows, we can do home shows, we could do a lot of the stuff that some of these other counties are doing, bringing in people from outside of our area into Sumner County and increase that revenue to support the tourism department. How much is on time? Most of all, I just want to tell you that I love our county. I've done a lot in this county, and this is a place that we need somebody immediately. We need somebody that can step in, that can make some progress, not just step in and hope for the best. So I appreciate the opportunity. If you select me, I promise you I will not let you down. I promise you that.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
So thank you for coming. About 5 minutes to just talk about your expertise and qualifications for the role that you're
speaking about tourism, my background's primarily hotels. Tourism includes a lot of aspects beyond hotel, but in the large hotels that I've worked in, you're picturing a hotel like a small one like down the road here, a Baymont, and that's not the type of hotel I've run. Some of the hotels I've run have over 600 employees, 6 restaurants, large convention services, that sort of thing, golf courses. So my background extends beyond just hotelier. I have worked in food and beverage. I've owned 3 restaurants and operated those. And worked in transportation. I was trying to think of a good story to tell you, and the best I could come up with for transportation was the time that I organized an outing for Lee Iacocca and his executive team for Chrysler to take a bunch of prototype Jeeps up into the mountains here in Nevada. And I had to arrange all that, including helicoptering in a grand piano for their entertainment that we do. So there was a lot involved in that, and that's the sort of thing that I've been involved in over the years, planning events with the hotels. Let's see, beyond that, sales and marketing. My most recent position in the hotel industry, other than owning the inn that I own now, was Director of Sales and Marketing for 17 Marriott hotels in the West. And so I think I've got a little bit of background in marketing. I also understand digital marketing, which is really what it's all about nowadays. And I've been involved in that, social media. I know how to use Facebook, Twitter, and all the others. It's not Twitter anymore, but we still call it that, right? Event planning. When I was in Arizona, I created in a small town of Safford, Arizona, a family festival, which took over Main Street and organized that from top to bottom through all the government approval, city council support. Even had to arrange for the staffing to come in there and move the roadblocks, so in case an ambulance could come through, we had to hire specific people and work through all the rules of that. But that was a festival that became an annual event that we created there, and very successful in that downtown area. Try to think of some other examples for you. Primarily, it's just looking for an opportunity to do something. My hotel is being run by my family at this point, so I don't need to be there all the time, really much at all, and so I'm looking for something to get back into the industry, and this opportunity came forward. It looks like a great opportunity to serve in the short term, and the long term we'll discuss in a different meeting. But I'm certainly willing to help and do whatever I can. My background in human resources sounds like it could be very useful at this time when you've got a real minimal staff. You might need to build that back up. So I understand the law, and my resume, you say I've even been detail investigator for the federal government, so I do understand the laws. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ducros, for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we've heard from the 2 candidates from the interim directors, so I go ahead and make a motion to reinstate Mr. Ducros as the interim director. All in favor? Aye. Those opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, one abstain, one no comment.
I'm an aye. I'm sorry, that happened so quickly. I was reading over this. I actually missed the motion, so.
Okay.
So I guess what we need to do is, go upstairs and fill in the blanks on this, and,
Have we determined the compensation level?
It's blank.
Yes.
Okay.
Ours is blank.
Yeah, no, mine is too.
yeah, well,
Sorry.
Yeah, so the interim director compensation level is at $50 an hour, which would be a monthly.
I didn't get who seconded that motion, I'm sorry. I did. Thank you. Do we want to discuss the compensation? do we need to discuss the
90-day
compensation?
position, so we can discuss it if you like.
You said
So what,
$50 an hour
For just 90 days.
No benefits or anything like
Right.
that, so.
or what is it, $200, that's what, $200 a month? Or
Yeah,
or
so
40,
the calculation
sorry,
is
160 hours a month?
50 hours times 2,080 working hours per year divided by 12.
So what did you say it would be per month?
Wait, say that again.
$8,666 per month for a 90-day period.
How do you spell his name? Mark, was it Mark?
$96,000 a year.
Did he say 280 working days?
We can't afford to, I don't think we can afford $96,000 a year.
2,080 hours.
I understand, but still, it comes up to $96,000 a year.
For you, 90-day job? Huh? Just for 90 days?
That's for 90 days.
Yes.
That's correct, but when you figure it out over the course of a year, it's $96,000.
Is that an industry standard, or how do we come up with that $50 an hour?
$50 an hour, yeah, I mean, that's for an interim temporary position, that's light, honestly.
Well, that's more than $10,000 more than Barry was making, and he'd been here over 10 years, what, 15 years?
Yeah, I guess the question is, do we need somebody that's going to come in for 90 days and manage the resources, and what was Barry's fully loaded? Not the salary plus benefits plus everything, what was that?
I don't know.
Right, we still have no vacation.
There's no vacation, there's nothing, it's 90 days of straight work, no benefits.
So,
Yeah, that's pretty standard for like a temp.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would be more if we were paying a temp agency, if we were paying a temp agency, it would be
I
more
just
like
wasn't sure where that figure
$136.
came from.
No benefits,
Yeah, just,
no vacation, right?
just for perspective, my
No
rate for
holiday.
my company is $570
I understand.
an hour.
I understand.
So $50 an hour is relative.
Were there any modifications or questions about the contract?
I didn't have any.
I didn't, I read through it before, and it seems pretty standard, so I don't have any questions.
So that's absolutely starting like today. So it's gonna be from today,
It's
90 days from today.
The terms, look at the term under section 4.
Section 4.
Begins today, begins on 9 calendar days.
And then we'll continue
This
to,
is not, yes, this is not an executive
This is-
director position.
Right.
This
This
is
is
an interim role.
Yes.
The salary will also be negotiated and redefined for the permanent position, because that position will also receive benefits and incentives.
I can go ahead and go upstairs and modify this, and I'll know if you need any questions. Before that,
Question, I guess, I don't know what the proper procedure is, but are we going to set up interviews? Is there an interview panel? Are you all deciding?
So we can't talk about this during the meeting.
It will be an agenda item on
This is an
June
interim
18th.
only, yes. We have a June 18th meeting.
And that's when you're gonna discuss it?
Yeah, we'll discuss that. This is just to give us time to
Okay.
So
get applicants for the executive.
so when is our regularly scheduled meeting, the 18th?
18th, yes, Jason.
At what time? 4 or 5?
Usually, is it 4? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's less than a week, we posted it as
Yeah.
a meeting.
We'll have to go to the agenda together, okay?
Do we have time to do it?
Do you need a
Has this meeting been posted?
Which one?
The
For the
18th?
meeting? It's our standard meetings that are.
I understand, but it needs to be posted publicly.
The July 18th meeting? We can post the notices are out.
Okay,
Yes,
that's my question. So, no, this is route.
it's not June 18th,
July 18th.
it's July.
Okay.
So I said, I had no idea it was June.
I was like,
Okay.
Okay, so July 18th is the next meeting.
Thank you, I had too many other conflicts that day.
at 4,
Okay.
is it 4 or 5 on that day?
That'll be fine. Yeah, can we adjourn? I motion to adjourn.
Can I ask one question before you adjourn? Shannon, we talked about Monday and Tuesday. Do you just want me to do Tuesday if Mr. Eckler is going to be there? Do you want me not just to be done? What would y'all like me to do?
Can we,
I would say let's adjourn and then we'll discuss.
we'll vote to adjourn.
Aye.
All right,
Okay.
all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
All right.